Oh, we are so back. It's week 10 for our half marathon plan. Currently 7 weeks out from our first half marathon. My body is feeling it. So let's see what a week looks like for someone training for a half marathon, trying to be a wannabe content creator, and fighting for my life every time I run.
I don't want no steady with you, you know you my plug and I can't shake you, no. I've been out, baby, reminiscing, every other missing you, wishing, what it was. I've been out, baby, lost in the line first, lost in no finding us. I've been out, baby, and if you wonder if I hate you, I do. City of you to make me feel just like this. What I would do to make you feel just like this. And if you
we're gonna fall and catch ourselves and do one push and push ourselves up back to here from our knees. So look, and back up. Yeah, 5. Try to keep your body as straight as possible. Big push at the top to try to get all the way back up. You got 5. So 5 super hard effort. No, now you understand it. You got 5. See, this is the tough part. That session was tough, yeah, it was good. Rise and shine, 6 a.m, 5 a.m, whatever. But now, right afterwards, I have to tie my shoes up and run 11K. I just want to go back to sleep. What I would do to make it feel just like this. And if you wondered if I hate you, fuck you. City of you to make me feel just like this. What I would do to make you feel. So I was actually just talking to my friend on the phone, and he's also training for a marathon. And I feel like I've come to a consensus about these runs. The difficult thing now, having been on week 10, ran a lot of miles already, is like the boredom of just being on your feet for that long. Like the tough workouts, the interval workouts, the tempo workouts, those are tough. There's no denying them. They're extremely difficult. The long runs are difficult. Like they're a battle, yes, no debate. But in my opinion, where it gets you is the 2K warm up, the 2K cool down on every run. You just add like, if you run 4 times a week and you have 4K that's warm up and cool down, you're just trotting around for, what's the math behind that? 16K a week. And you have to go slow. Like you can only go slow during that stuff because you have to keep your heart rate down. So it's just boring. Like today's run, for example, was 11K and it was conversational pace. And if you're not a runner and you don't know what that means, it basically means at a pace that's slow enough for you to have a conversation. And it's designed so that you can use them as like recovery runs. You keep your heart rate down, you keep your breathing down. I won't pretend to go all scientific and tell you the reason behind why your body develops. I don't really know. They tell you to do that, so that's what you do. What it means is you're running for like an hour and you're kind of just like chilling at a pace that's like not out of breath, but like you still have to be there and you're just kind of just like plodding along, if that makes any sense. I don't know, I just feel like that is one of the more overlooked and like underrated aspects of running. Like it gets boring when you're out there. You don't get bored on long runs. You don't get bored on tempos. You don't get bored when you're fighting for your life. But you get bored when you're just sitting in like zone 2, just chilling, you know?
All you wanna do is gas me. How we end up in the backseat. Just trying to get to the bag. We on the same page, you the same way. Only keep the fam around me. So let me know what it's gonna be. I don't plan on getting
Breaking news. We have an ice bath update. If you guys know from a couple of videos ago, I bought an ice bath. Not an actual ice bath, but it's a feeding trough that I'm using as an ice bath. And it's actually been great. During my training, it's been an absolute lifesaver. But there's been one thing that's been causing me an absolute nightmare with this thing. And I would honestly say it's probably all my fault. And that is cleaning this thing, because I live on the 4th floor. And here in SoCal, obviously it never gets cold, it barely ever rains. So you just leave it out here, it's not an issue. But because there's some trees outside and a couple of, you know those things that blow from trees and float and whatever, they get in there. Some bugs get in there and just build up over time, gets in there, it needs to get cleaned. I don't know why I didn't think about that I had to do that before I bought it.
And obviously I can't pick it up because it's 1,000 gallons, and I can't just like pull a plug in it because I'm gonna flood this place if it comes out too quick. So last time I figured out a technique, and that is siphoning it. Use this tube. Last time, yes, I did end up drinking half the freaking tub, but that's just because I was inexperienced. Now I know the technique, so hopefully it takes less than 3 hours like it took last time. But I need to drain this thing, clean this thing, refill this thing, and I bought a cover for it. So now it looks professional. Like now it looks like the real deal Holyfield. So I'm gonna put the cover on it, which means hopefully, fingers crossed, I won't have to clean it out as much because less stuff will get in it. And yeah, it'll make it look a bit more professional, I guess. So let's try siphon this thing. And I also found out some really great news that no one lives below us, because our balcony, the one below it, like sticks out. And last time when I was pouring it over the edge, it was going into someone's balcony. So I felt bad and then like tried to fit a spout so that it would shoot over their balcony, which caused a whole heap of other issues that I'm not gonna get into. But now I can just run it through here and it'll go into their balcony and no one lives there. So we're chilling. We don't have to worry about someone else getting flooded below. Alright, so the technique is you have to fill the whole thing with water. And then you plug one end here and you're going to place it using water pressure somehow. You're going to place it below this end and it'll run. Oh my gosh, I got it first time. I'm officially the GOAT. And I can do it hands-free this time. First try, I didn't drink any water. 100% success rate. It's flowing smooth. Why did it stop? See what happens when you get ahead of yourself. Now it stopped. Dang, it was going so well. What happened? Okay, now it's finally empty. It is cleaning time, which I am arguably least excited for. But this thing is dirty, big time dirty. It probably needed a clean a week ago. But hey, we're here now. Don't judge me. I don't judge you. Alright, so this is going to be the last thing I do with this ice bath today because that took way longer than anticipated. I'm going to put this cover on, if I can figure out which way it goes. Now ideally this cover achieves two things. Firstly, it helps keep it clean because that was disgusting what I just witnessed. And secondly, because it's like reflective on the inside, it keeps the tub a little bit colder because out here where it's warm, yes it's great, it's warm, it's SoCal, whatever. This thing heats up too much and it takes way too much ice to cool it back down to turn it into an ice bath. So if we can keep some sort of reasonable, not insanely hot temperature in there, it'll make my life a hell of a lot easier. Oh, this actually goes on quite well. All right, then you pull this cord to tighten it. So this is tight around the rim. So now it shouldn't like rise. And then there's another strap, this one. Okay. All right, should be able to unzip this, unfold it, and then hop in, and then zip it back up. I think that works perfect. I like it. I think I've genuinely spent 80% of my existence over the last 3 months either sat at this laptop working or running on the street. Actually, that's a lie. The other 20 is probably snowboarding. These things, by the way, not sponsored, wish it was. Absolutely delicious. 30 grams of protein. Do I believe it? Nope. But it tastes great. So even if it doesn't have protein in, it's pretty good. All right, so it's about that time where we say the like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, yada, yada, yada. But there's one thing I wanted to mention. In these videos, obviously I'm a small creator. Obviously I'm just getting started. You guys know how it is. I want with every being in my body for this channel to grow and be great and be something that I can commit to as a full-time thing. Just being on this channel, vlogging, doing cool stuff, experiencing cool things with you guys. And in order to do that, we need growth. And I appreciate every single person that has interacted so far. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I genuinely think my interaction level with you guys, comments, conversations, DMs, whatever it may be, is off the charts. I couldn't be more grateful for it. But moving forward, I wanted to ask you guys, what type of content do you like? What videos have you enjoyed? What videos have you not so much enjoyed? If this is your first video watching, how is it so far? what's good, what's bad, what would you like to see more of? Because I want to give you guys the best product. If someone says I want you to do pop the balloon and milk smashing in Walmart, it's a no from me. But there are some things that I would like to implement that you guys might have suggested, whether it's going on more trips, doing more talking, doing more cinematic stuff, doing more music, doing whatever it may be. I would love to hear you guys' opinion, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whatever it may be. I would say make it constructive, but it doesn't really have to be. You can just shoot me straight. Let me know. Does it suck? Doesn't it suck? What needs to be more? What needs to be less? Yeah, that's that. So hop in the comments and let me know. I would really appreciate that a lot. Yo, look where we're at. I know last week, last vlog, whatever you want to call it, I said it might be the last time on the mountain. But I got that little itch again. And I know there's some dirt out here. And I know it's 65 degrees and the idea of snow don't really make too much sense. But there's a little bit left. So we're going to try and make the most of it. You see that hill right there? I won't be riding down that one, that's for sure. There's another one on the side that's a little bit more entry level from someone like moi. But seeing as it's one of the last days of the season, I'm okay with falling a little bit today. If you guys know, if you're familiar with the channel, we don't usually be falling. I'm lying. Who am I kidding? We're going to fall a lot. But it's going to be fun. So let's get the 360 cam out and then editor, I don't know why I said editor, I don't have an editor, I'll be editing them myself. Cut to a clip of me riding down the mountain on the selfie stick. Peace.
Doesn't make sense now. Shit just got real, things are getting intense now. I hear you talking about we a lot, oh you speak French now. Giving me the sign, so I gotta take a hint now. I hit you up like, do you wanna hang right now? On the east side, and you know I'm with the gang right now. You say, do I wanna watch, do I know what time it is right now? After 2 a.m. and that's asking a lot of you right now. All she talking about is
okay, so here's my consensus on how my first full snowboarding season has gone. I ate the snow a lot, like I fell a lot, but I actually am really happy with how far it's come. Because low key, I mean high key, last year was the first year I'd snowboarded. And now, okay, I'm not like good, but like I used to be a super beginner. Now I'm just like kind of still a beginner, you know, like it's a little bit of progress. So I'm happy with it. But it's sad that I think that might be my last run unless I get tempted to do another mammoth trip, which is not off the cards. As you guys could see by the state of the mountain, the season's over. It's just way too warm. It was really slushy out there today, which I don't care. I'm not Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk's a skater. I don't know why I said Tony Hawk, but I don't need these big professional conditions. But it was slushy, the snow's melting, there's not much of it left. So it's not my choice to be done, but it looks like natural course has taken its toll, I guess you could say. But I am excited for next year to hopefully build on all the improvements we've made. So happy with it. And on the topic of building, that is my failed attempt at a clean segue between shots. I've got a run to do because this morning I left early to get to the mountain and it meant that my morning run had to become a night run. So now I've got an interval session to do at 8 p.m. at night. I couldn't think of anything I would rather do less, but hey, it's part of the training, I guess. Also, some great and exciting news. I'm not sure if it'll make it into the end of this vlog, depends on how long they take. But I got another Nike deal. Well, it's through Champ Sports, but I worked with them in the past and I'm excited to work with them again. It looks like we've got something set up on the cards, and what's even more exciting is the campaign is around the Vomero 18 Plus. So essentially the shoe that I wear every day to run in. I mean, I've got about 10 pairs of them now, but they're gonna send me a couple more pairs and they're gonna send a Conti pair, which is really cool for a video. So I'm gonna get to stock up on some more running shoes, which is always nice, especially when they're free. So I'm super excited for that, and we'll keep you in the loop and tuned in as to how it goes. And if you follow me on Instagram, TikTok, I'm sure you'll stay updated. I might even post the actual video on there if they let me. But I'm excited for that one. And I've got another one coming up with AT&T and Samsung, which is really cool. Obviously, has no relevance to running, but still a cool campaign. So I've got a couple good ones coming up, hopefully back end of this week, start of next week. And if you guys remember, a couple of vlogs ago, I actually had an Instagram video about it that performed really well. I went to a really nice cafe called Castle Earth, and I've been telling myself I need to go back, I need to go back, I need to go back. And I've decided tomorrow I'm going back. So tomorrow morning we will start the day at Castle Earth, and I'll show you guys around because that place is maybe one of my favorite cafes that I've ever been to. Today's runner workout is rolling 400s. We have 10.9K, 2.5K conversational warm up, then 400 meters at 505 kilometer, and then right into 400 meters at 550 kilometers. Repeat that 8 times in a row. 90 seconds walking rest, and then 2Ks of conversational cool down. It's not quite Guantanamo Bay, but it's the last thing I want to be doing at 7:37. And because it's dark outside, I won't be able to take you guys with me. So I'm about to go hit this run. You're about to stay comfy on the sofa or in bed or wherever you're watching this video. Stay comfy, enjoy one for me while I go suffer, and I'll catch up with you guys in the morning in the cafe when I'm drinking a matcha. So I have bad news. So the spiel I gave you about the cafe, yeah, it's not true. I forgot that I have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning and do a lift. So we've got leg day. Then we'll go to the cafe, I promise. But for now, we have to move some heavy things.
You gotta love it, you gotta love it. I just wanna chill and twist a lie. Catch stunts in my 745. You drive me crazy, shorty. I need to see you and feel you next to me. I provide everything you need, and I like your smile. I don't wanna see you cry. Got some questions that I gotta ask, and I hope you can come up with the answers, baby.
Girl, it's easy to love me now. Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me? Girl, it's easy to love me now. Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me?
If I fell off tomorrow, would you still love me? If I didn't smell so good, would you still hug me?
So today's objectives, I have a lot of content that needs to get moved around and reorganized, whether it be on memory cards that it shouldn't be on hard drives that it shouldn't be on, all that jazz. Just kind of a bunch of not fun stuff, like a bunch of unfun stuff, if that makes sense. But it needs to be done. So one way or another. And I think I need to do a better job getting out the house and doing stuff like this. Like the change of scenery is good. New environment, just like looking around and being somewhere fresh, gives you a couple of ideas, inspiration, getting out your own head a little bit, because that's a tough part of content creation. I know I've talked about it before, but like going in loops and loops and loops and just consistently having to create content. Yeah, you go through phases where you have so many ideas, you have all the ideas in the world, but then sometimes you just get stuck. And I think my biggest problem is the amount of time that I spend sitting, editing in my office. It just gets to a point where I see the same stuff over and over and over again. And without that change of scenery, new environment, you don't get any new ideas in your mind. Well, at least personally speaking for myself, I don't, or I struggle. So definitely something I want to do more of. And I can get matcha that's not my own. Even though I have kind of low-key mastered making matcha, I make a fire matcha latte now. In terms of marathon training, my body is cooked. And as someone who grew up playing basketball, is used to like shorter distances and all that stuff, long distances have never been my thing. And running has always been a punishment. So like, and unlearning that in my mind, that running isn't a punishment and running can actually be fun, has been tough. That mental part I got over quite quick, I would think, and now I actually quite enjoy it. But my body is cooked. This week, I think total mileage is 48, maybe 49 kilometers, just shy of 50, plus 2 lifting sessions. It's tough on the body. But what's important to remember, and has helped me loads, is like your recovery. Stretching, foam rolling, massage gun, ice bath, sauna, whatever it be, like having that little station that I've got outside to do that stuff. And I didn't break the bank making it. I think the ice bath was like $200 and then the sauna was like $220. Yeah, okay, it's not cheap, but like some of these things are thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm not saying do that, but but like looking after your body, whether it's going for a swim, riding the bike, going for a walk, going to a yoga class, whatever it can be, whatever fits your budget. But it's important to look after your body, especially during like these higher workload, heavier workload phases. Your body will be tired, and hurting is one of those things you just have to get used to doing. If there's one thing that's transferred from being a basketball player, it's that you just have to learn to play hurt. There's a difference between playing hurt and playing injured. Playing injured is never a good idea. If you have an injury, chill out. But if you're hurt, ice it, stretch, hop in the sauna, and then get back to work. And I won't say that's an underrated part, because I feel like as soon as you hear a marathon, you immediately think physical pain. I'm not saying it's overrated. I think it is just as painful and just as tiring, just as fatiguing as people make it out to be. I think it lives up to the hype. I also think my body hurts, and it hurts a lot. I'm tired, Grandpa. Oh, rise and shine, people. It is a wonderful Saturday morning. Yesterday, went on a run, did a recovery run yesterday, 10k. Actually went to the beach, did it with my wife. It was really pleasant. Once again, like I said, one of those runs that's just like, all right, let's go, let's get this done. But like, you can't go too fast because it's a recovery run and yada, yada, yada. But tomorrow I have a race practice draft prep thing, mock. That's what I was looking for. And it's 19k and half of it is race pace, which sounds terrifying. 520 kilometers. You may be looking and thinking, dude, grow up, that's not that fast. Me, I feel like I'm trying to drag a U-Haul when I run that fast. So the idea of doing that for 9k sounds outrageous, but I feel like we're as prepared as we... Actually, no, I feel like we get more prepared, but I feel like I'm not in a terrible spot, and I'm kind of looking forward to it as more of like a test to see where I'm at, because the whole time during the prep, you kind of run slower than your speed for less distance. And like in my mind, the whole time I've been thinking, I need to be training faster, I need to be training further, I need to be training more. And like, I guess you could call it not having faith in the training plan. I don't know. It's week 10, 11, and I still don't have full confidence that I can race the full race at the pace I need to race to hit my goal, if that makes sense. But maybe that'll never happen. Maybe it's something that you show up on race day with the nerves, you get excited, and it just comes out of you. I don't know. It's my first time running any sort of distance race, so I'm kind of excited, intrigued, and curious as to if this program will actually work, I guess. Also, update on the ice bath. Managed to get her filled up, obviously. I'm not sat in an empty tub right now. It's still not as cold as I want it to be. I think it's going to come down to just a sheer amount of ice that I have to add that I've not added enough of. But it's clean. Hopefully it stays that way. I'm going to put some cleaning product in it and see if this cover works. It would be cool if it does, because it would save me a lot of hassle, a lot of headache. And on today's agenda, I'm going to stretch, roll out some areas that are kind of hurting. Mainly my feet. My feet are the things that give me the biggest problem. So stretch and roll out my feet, my hamstrings, my hips. My hips are always super tight. And then I've got a YouTube video to edit and a couple of Instagram reels to edit. So get through those, get some content planned at the end, hopefully if I have time. Plan out my next video, see where we go from there. Like I've said, and I'll say it again, if you guys have any video ideas, any suggestions, any recommendations, any critiques, any this is good, this is not so good, let me know, because I'm always looking for ways to improve the channel. So if you have any ideas, I would love to hear them. All right, I think my time's up. Would you look at this? I am outside. I know the last 8,000 million times you've seen me, I've either been tying up my running shoes or at my desk ready to do some editing. But we're doing some shopping today. Oh, I think their batteries died. I don't think...
Yeah, no car accident.
It's a car wreck. We're outside. We have a couple of missions. I need to go to a couple of places. Nike, IKEA, Nike, IKEA, Sammy's camera. I think that's it. I think that's all that's on the list. From Nike, the aim is I would like a running t-shirt that is race suitable for the race. Maybe some shorts that are a bit nicer. And if they happen to have 40% sale on Alpha Flies, that would be like Christmas. And it's my birthday tomorrow, so hopefully they take that into consideration and look after your boy.
Yeah, boy.
I'm not gonna lie, coming to the Nike outlet on a Saturday afternoon was a bold play. Everyone's already got all the good stuff at this point, so right now we're just hoping for an absolute miracle to come off, which is looking increasingly less likely by the shelf. What did you get?
These slides that I've been wanting for forever.
How much?
$17.
A win's a win.
Yeah, holla.
They've got the Nike Reacts, some nice pink Pegasus. They even got the original Huarache hoop shoes. Oops, that is a childhood memory unlocked right there. Thing's a little bit too big. Would you look at this? Of course, Courtney finds them in her size. 40% off. Holy smokes.
Are you jealous?
Yes.
I feel like they're too tight. Right? Like I feel like if I tried to run in these for a really long time, like my toes would get like, do you get what I'm saying? Should we get a chameleon? I feel like we should get a chameleon. Should we do it for the plot?
The hell are we gonna do with a chameleon?
I think it'd be
Oh
cool.
my gosh, they've got crickets in here.
Yeah.
Oh, this place stinks. If the chameleon's gonna make the house smell. Oh, they have snakes. We should get a snake. Look at that guy.
Would you actually be down to get a snake?
The only way I'd get a snake is the same way I'd get a dog. Like if it was like a massive, like, gangster snake, you know?
We're not getting a massive snake. I would never let a massive snake into our house. Hello.
Like I didn't know their feet were like that.
Yeah, and you can hold them too. That's so cool.
Does it do tricks?
Yeah. Look at its eyes.
That's its trick.
It's cooler than you.
Does it pay rent?
No. Come on.
No. If this video right here
I feel like
gets
I have-
10,000 likes, we'll get a chameleon.
No. But the thing is you have to live life knowing you have free will. So why not get a chameleon?
Is that your pitch?
That is my. I feel like.
All right, hold the
I
camera
would-
for my pitch. We ain't getting no goddamn chameleon. Parrots.
I used to have one of these green and yellow birds, and I named
parakeet?
it Chicken.
A parakeet?
I had a bird named Chicken.
My name is Ron. My species is Sonkova. I'm humorous, loyal, courageous best friend. My favorite is a frog-shaped birdseed cake. Ron needs to get better at writing bios.
Look like they barely have any energy in there. Look how sad that is.
If someone came to view you on a regular Tuesday, they would say the same thing about you. She looks like she has barely any energy.
These guys are fine. They're living life. They love each other. The thing is these birds need to fly.
Why did we come to Petco again?
Yes, for Guinness, but we should really get a chameleon.
Do they sell sharks in this place? This is close enough, no? So I'm in the market for a standing desk at the moment. We're currently in IKEA testing out some standers. Does it have the electrics? It's the windy one. I hate the windy one.
You can't turn it. Oh. But this is only $3.69.
Pulled the trigger on the desk. Now it's officially standing desk crew. And we have a construction project on our hands, so that'll keep me busy after my long run tomorrow. Rise and shine, people! It is my birthday. Birthday. It's my birthday. I'm officially 1 year closer to 50. I'm unk status now, I believe. Why is this lens blurry? My lovely wife set up the surprise of the balloons and all that fun stuff. Guinness did nothing. But right now, preparing for a 19k birthday gift or something like that. We have to run 19k, 9k conversational, 9k faster than humans should be moving. It's gonna be an absolute nightmare. I could list 600 things that I'd rather be doing on my birthday, but I don't have time to do that because I have to be running in circles for way too much time. This is what training for a half marathon is like, guys. The secret's out. You just have to run a lot. Gotta get this mileage done and then hopefully have a more enjoyable second half of my birthday. I'm gonna get to it. I don't have time for a flashy edit or like a cool little music drop. Like, I just need to start running. See you soon. Peace. Was that the hardest run of my entire existence? Yes, it indeed was. Holy smokes. But I tell you what, on a positive note, it was doable. I finished it in an hour 45, so I think I would have to trim a little bit off the pace, but I did 18k in an hour 45, which means 21k would have been like just over 2 hours. So we still got some time to trim down. But it felt doable for the most part. Like the last 3Ks, did I feel like I was gonna meet Jesus? Yes. But I made it. My knees absolutely shot. My hips kill. My calves are on fire. It was my first long run in the carbon shoes. These are New Balance Super Comp V4s or 5s, Super Elites, whatever. And I do really like them. I don't know if I like them just because they're carbon and it's my first carbon shoe. But I did have the Vaporflies, the old ones. I hated those. But I do like them so far. I still do kind of want to try the Alpha Flies, just because if they were both the same, I would rather run in the Alpha Flies so that all my Nike stuff matched, and I just prefer the look of Alpha Flies. But these are nice, and if I do need to, I think I'll end up running in these. We'll see though. Because yeah, they're not as comfy as Vomeros, but I do genuinely feel like they do shave a decent amount, especially when you try to pick up the pace and you start to feel sluggish. They help you not feel like a full semi-truck. But yeah, I'm gonna hop in the shower and get ready to go golfing.
It's golf day.
We're gonna try our best attempt at 18 holes of golf. It's been a long time since I played. We can't get on the range here. We're just gonna be going out there just whacking that
Was
thing.
all I knew, you and me only. I did it all for you, still you were lonely. We could've worked it out.
But I guess things change. It's funny how someone else's success brings pain.
It's very rare that someone of my low skill level hits a shot that's too good. I always plan for the worst. And if I'd hit a bad shot, I'd have been perfect. But I hit a good shot. So now I'm banged. You came for a good one. You came for a good one. That'll do, donkey.
It's a celebration. Let's toast to the fact that I moved out my mama basement to a condo down.
So we're at Korean barbecue to finish a successful and a happy and a celebratory birthday. Good morning of running, good morning of golf, and we're finishing it eating a lot of food.
The only way to do it.
If you guys don't know what Korean barbecue is, you basically come here and order as much meat, AO, as you could possibly want. And you put it on this grill and cook it yourself. It comes with sides, whatever cucumber this is.
I heard none of my songs. Long as you end up saying one day you plan to listen. Cause what's a star when its most important fan is missing? All I knew, you and me only.
I don't know how well you guys can hear me right now, but I'm about to tuck into some great food. It's been a pleasure taking you guys on another vlog. I know I complain a lot about how hard this training program is, but at the end of the day, blessed to have a working body, a working heart, working legs, working arms. Very blessed to wake up every morning and have the opportunity to chase this goal, whatever it may be. So if you are in a position that's training for something new, or you are in a position where you've got some goals coming up that you're working towards, even though it's hard, even though you might complain in the moment, remember how blessed you are. It's at the end of the video. I'm just yapping. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hey.
I really need this video to get 10,000 likes because I want a chameleon so bad.
You would know the first
what?
thing to do with a chameleon.
You know what? I may just come home one day with one.
Yeah.
And what is he gonna do about it?
And then when you leave the next morning, it'll leave with you.
No, it won't. It will be in
Yes,
the
it will.
house. No, it won't.
I'm gonna stop the recording right now before Peter blocks me, but I'll get rid of that chameleon.